Meditation, connection to past avatars, connection to the astral cosmic self, opening of chakras, spirit world. These are all things that you gain affinity for or you have relationship with when you're highly spiritual. Just having these attributes doesn't make you spiritual. Hence, although you need to understand that spirituality is not defined by simple martial arts or just having an ability to communicate with spirits and things like that. It's a state of being, a state of existence. It's a frame of mind. It's how people look at the world, their perspective on it, the very way they live. It's not something that you can simply learn by having connection to past avatars or having open chakras. These things may help you increase your spirituality, but they do not directly make you a spiritual person. You wrote this, and yet whenever I mention that Korra got airbending just through plot convenience, is just literal magic, you keep saying that, oh, she learned that Bagu Shuang, some kind of martial art, and therefore she learned airbending. You directly imply that by learning that form of martial arts, you learn airbending. So what is all this nonsense that you wrote? Oh, and also, you mentioned here that the ability to bend comes from the lion turtles and that we've been over this. In Avatar The Last Airbender, it's clearly stated that the animals, the dragons, sky bison, then the moon, not an animal. Well, you're dumb enough, I have to mention this for you. And lastly, the dragons, sky bison, badger moles and the moon, they're the original benders, or they're the sources from where humans learned bending. And then the lion turtle, it clearly mentions, and I quote, "In the era before the avatar, we bent not the elements but the energy within ourselves." And this shows that before the avatar, the lion turtles didn't bend any elements. But in Legend of Korra, we clearly see that the lion turtle was bending even before the avatar came into existence. How do I know that? Well, in the one episodes, we clearly see the lion turtle floating, and you said, you gave an explanation for that in the sense that the lion turtle was using energy bending to float. So, by saying this, you make energy bending into a kind of superpower that can do anything, and thereby you invalidate the conflict, or any or all of the conflict, or any point of the story at all. You just invalidate it. Why do we have to bother about Rava, Vatu, or Kuvira, or Zahir, if Korra could just use energy bending because it's a magic that can do anything? She can just use it and just solve all her problems. Heck, she can create her own world and do whatever she wants. Hopefully now you at least see the implications of creating just pure magic to explain some utter nonsense. Thus, the lion turtle directly contradicts one of its, or maybe its relative's earlier statements, and thus the lion turtle is not the original source of bending. I'll reread the sentence properly because autocorrect changed a few terms. Why did it not work for Aang when he tried to learn earthbending or Zuko and lightning? See, you keep implying that Bagushwa or whatever that martial art is called, it or learning it is equal to learning airbending. You literally said that outright. So, why didn't Aang or Zuko just by using the physical forms learn how to earth or lightning bend? You just said earlier that you cannot bend simply through physical forms, and you gave example of Sokka and told that he would be a bender if that were true, and you directly contradicted your earlier statement that airbending is equal to Bagushwa. Here you say that I asked for spirituality, specifically that of airbending, Bagu Zhuang, and then I dismissed it when the show provided it to you. Please, enough of your fucking bullshit lies. I asked for spirituality, specifically that tied to airbending, and the show just gave that martial arts baguzwang. This baguazang, it is not equal to airbending. Physical movements is not equal to bending. You yourself said that earlier. So please, stop your freaking bullshit. I never asked for baguazang. I already explained in my previous comment why Sage's Rain's video is complete horseshit, and at the end of this little section of the video I'll again show you my explanation. But anyways, just give it to you in a nutshell. Sage's Rain, all he does is just say she was like this and then she became like this. He ignores the fact that what caused her to change in between was just pure plot convenience and utter bullshit. She just got amnesia, she lost her previous personality, got a new personality. All of her character change happened in one episode. Every single other season and episode where it shows supposed character change, the character change is non-existent. It already happened there. So season 1 was completely pointless. Season 2 till amnesia was also completely pointless since all her character there is erased. Why do we have to have a character struggle or at least learn how to live in the world? Just give her amnesia and then mold her character any way we want. That's what the writers did. You bastard, stop taking what I wrote and taking only particular sections of it and twisting it to make it look like what I'm saying is false. I said you ignored, conveniently just removed the rest of what I wrote. I said that we see her start to empathize with people after she got amnesia, after her old personality was completely changed. There was no growth, there was just sudden, abrupt change. Growth is a gradual process. It may happen fast or quickly, or very slowly. It depends on the situation, etc. But it doesn't happen instantaneously. It's like saying that a person actually traveled the distance between the Earth and the Moon, when in reality he just teleported through a wormhole from the Earth to the Moon. So, I don't know. You're a complete freaking idiot for doing this. I already told you she got amnesia. Season 1 and half of Season 2 don't count at all for her character development. This is the part from my earlier comment which you conveniently left out. So here I say that in Season 2, Cora gets amnesia and then she regained her memories by first watching Juan's life and then her own. She forms a new sense of identity based on Juan's view on the world. This is when we see her starting to empathize with people and so on. The point here is that she got amnesia, so she formed a new identity. She lost her old identity. So any change in Season 3, the ending with Zahir, her PTSD, and Season 4, it's all null and void. Okay? Try to explain this with your stupidity if you can. Be my guest. This clearly shows that you don't know what the frick is spirituality. By his lifestyle, his upbringing, and his view on the world, he was a very spiritual person. Spirituality isn't defined by the ability to communicate with the spirit world or spirits and all that mumbo jumbo. Those various things that come with mastery over spirituality, they are not spirituality, they are a result of. In the finale of Season 1 and even many other parts, we see that he already knows how to meditate, but he doesn't know how to meditate into the spirit world. But please note, I didn't mention that he knew how to meditate in the spirit into the spirit world. I just mentioned that he knew how to meditate. And if you think differently, then please rewatch the show. It's very obvious. But I don't know why you wrote all that nonsense afterwards regarding the spirit world and all those other things when I never mentioned any of those and never attributed to them. Oh yes, pride, greed, self-interest. These are all good qualities to learn about and teach yourself, right? Well, if in that case, good. You're a typical, I quote, asura, or at least those base, degraded qualities that are given in the scriptures. It's a very I think that's the right word. Okay, antonym of what a good person should be, I think, in all cultures. You don't even know what is spirituality and you think you have met spiritual people. What a joke. As if you could understand how a person would feel when they're electrocuted without being electrocuted yourself. Or at least getting a shock. Cora is not a spiritual person. She never becomes one. She gets all of the abilities that a spiritual person most likely will have, but she does not become spiritual. Just having qualities like avatar state unlocked and connection to past lives that she got for free, etc., does not make her spiritual. How many times do I have to tell this? It's simple common sense. You do not even know what spirituality is, and yet you keep barking.